telescope is an extension of its owner that allows us to peer into the universe to see nature on the grandest scale, with wonders that boggle the imagination.
Okay, this is Galaxy Log for late October and early November of 2024, and it's subtitled Refractor Night. So the first night was October 24th, and the first galaxy was NGC 7448 and Pegasus. Here's where the galaxy is located, kind of the western side of Pegasus. Here's a closer up view. The galaxy is just west of Alpha Pegasi, which is right here. It's bright star on the tab. And here's a new view image. First particulars. It's a fairly bright galaxy. It's 11.7. Has a good surface brightness. It's not real big. It's tight. It's distance. For this near view image, the telescope is a 4-inch f7 ED refractor. Eyepiece is a 5mm, gave me 143 magnification. Sky conditions this night were excellent, both in transparency and seeing. But the 4-inch gave it a pretty good view. Showed a brightening towards the core area. I couldn't make out a stellar nucleus, but I definitely could see its very oval shape to it. At times, it looked like you could see some structure with it, but it's not real big, and it definitely needs a little bit more aperture to pick out detail. So, in November, on November 7th, I had the 12-inch f4 out, and using a 6mm eyepiece. It gave me 200 magnification. So you can do a comparison kind of view of the difference between a 12-inch Dob and a 4-inch refractor. Both have quality optics to it, I have to say that right up front. But the Dob definitely showed a lot more detail. A nice brightening in the inner core region of the galaxy, a little bit of faint stellar nucleus, and definitely some outer structure. Particularly going to the north here, you could see a little bit of structure, almost like a little bit of a hook when seen was really good. But yeah, it's a really nice galaxy for larger telescopes. But yeah, the 4-inch refractor gave it a pretty decent view. Here's a sky survey image of the galaxy, and got to make out some of that structure that's up in here. Some large H2 regions, and this is what I was seeing in the 12-inch. Next, we traveled to Andromeda and the galaxy NGC 404. Here's where the galaxy is located in Andromeda, not too far from the Great Andromeda Galaxy, which is right here. And we're right near the beautiful bright star Merak. That's hence its nickname, Merak's Ghost. And here's the new view image. First, magnitude, it's a fairly bright galaxy at 10.3, pretty good surface brightness at 12.8, decent size, it's tight, and it's a close-by galaxy at only 10 million light years. For this image, a near view image, with the 4-inch f7 ED refractor, the eyepiece is a 3.2mm, which gave me 223 magnification. As I said, the sky conditions were excellent. The galaxy showed up really well. Even though to really see the galaxy well is you want to put Merak outside the field of view. As you can see by this image here, Merak, this beautiful gold star, really overwhelms the galaxy a bit. And it does give the galaxy this ghost-like appearance of the star. And but for this view, at this high magnification, I left the star in there. Merak is, as you can see by the photograph, has a beautiful gold color. And even on a smaller telescope like the 4-inch refractor, that gold color stands out. So it really gives a really pretty view. The galaxy is very round. You can see by its size, 3 by 5 by 3 by 5, and showing that in the refractor. The bright stellar nucleus, and then it fanned out beyond that nucleus. Almost gives you the view of the blinking nebula in Cygnus. It's a planetary nebula. When you look, directly at the central star, the bright central star, and the outer parts of the galaxy, or excuse me, the nebula, seem to disappear. Kind of get that same feeling here with the galaxy. But yeah, it's a really pretty view, especially if you looking at this with larger telescopes, much larger telescopes. You definitely want to get Merak, because Merak becomes extremely bright, and be able to see the galaxy by itself. Though even with the large telescopes, I like to see Merak, the star, in with the galaxy, because the star is so pretty. And the larger your telescope, the more deepening color, that gold color, becomes. It's really a pretty star. But the 4-inch refractor gave, at this high magnification for the 4-inch, gave a really nice view. Our last galaxy for the 4-inch refractor is M33 in Triangulum. M33 is right here, and part of our local group of galaxies. Closer up view of where the galaxy is located. If you're star hopping, and you have like an 8 by 50 finder, it can be seen as a large round glow in the viewfinder, so it's really easy to find. And here's the near view image. First particulars, it's of course bright galaxy. It's 5.7 magnitude, but has a low surface brightness. It's very large, of course, being as close by as it is. And its distance at 2.7 million light years. So it's a little bit farther out than the Great Andromeda Galaxy. For the near view image, with the 4-inch f780 refractor, eyepieces at 12 millimeter, gave me 60 magnification. And this was a really nice, it really showed structure. The galaxy was, at this time when I was viewing it, was just about straight up. So less atmosphere. It was in a really good part of the sky. And the sky conditions at night being excellent, and transparency and seeing, I really took my time in viewing this great object. I was amazed at the structure I was seeing with the refractor. You can see a large central area, very modeled, fan-shaped areas. You could really capture some of the arms, especially with averted vision. Moments of good seeing, being very patient. Then this northern arm that stretches out towards the east, and near the end is this large H2 region, which has its own NGC numbers, NGC 604, and stood out very well in the March refractor. But yeah, it was really a beautiful view. I think the refractor's contrast and the night being really good, and looking through a lot less atmosphere, and being very patient to look for structure in the galaxy, was really helpful in seeing this kind of detail. When you're looking at something like this, with this low surface brightness, you want definitely good contrast. Contrast is the key here for this, and patience to really use averted vision, wait for moments of really good seeing, and be surprised how much, even in a small telescope like this, how much detail can be seen. But yeah, it was a great way to end this night with the 4-inch refractor. Well, that second night, which is the November night, which I had the 12-inch f4 dial out, I was testing this app called Astro Hopper on, but I used actually a couple times before, but this night I really wanted to dig deep with it and see how well it did on a variety of objects. Like I did the dumbbell nebula, the ring nebula, M15, the double cluster, the Andromeda Galaxy, and this Astro Hopper app on my cell phone connecting to my telescope actually worked out pretty good. Did a pretty good job. And for the final view of the night was this great galaxy that I really enjoy viewing, NGC 1023 and Perseus. And I actually aligned the scope on Alpha Perseus and then put in the search on the Astro Hopper for NGC 1023, and it kind of shows you which way to go, like that. Kind of points to direction and like that. So if you move the scope, you can see it's almost like the old game of you're getting hotter, getting colder, getting higher, whatever. And that's basically what it was. And when I'm watching it tells you which way to go, up, down, whatever. And when it hit zero like that, I looked into the eyepiece, and there the galaxy was. It was just off center, but it was in the field of view, and that was with an 11 millimeter eyepiece. It gave me 109 magnification, and it gave us really great view of galaxy I really enjoy observing. You can, this is a great galaxy in small telescopes. At 12-inch, it really stands out well. Large, very central region, bright central region, a little core or nucleus, and it extends really well going east to west. And then on the eastern side here, make out this faint area here, kind of hooking south a little bit, and that's NGC 1023A, another galaxy. And it was from this dark side I was at, it was a little more difficult to see. And I've seen it before in the 12-inch, no problem from a darker site. But yeah, I was able to still make it out here on this night. It was a really great view to end the night. But yeah, this Astro Hopper app works pretty well. Hey, this is a summary of this galaxy log. First, the dark site. This is my closest dark site. It's about a 35-minute drive north of me. It's good elevation, 1,325 feet. There's a night view, satellite view of the area. It's rated Bortle 4. The first night with the refractor was a really good night. Really good transparency, really good seeing. That's why I was able to get some details in the galaxies with the 4-inch. That second night in November, it was pretty good. It was very good. Transparency was not quite as good. The seeing was good though. It was good seeing. And here are the telescopes. The Astrotech 102 f7 ED refractor. The picture here is shown with an Explore Scientific Twilight 1 mount. But I used that night the Celestron Advanced Series CG5 Go-To, which works really well with the scope. It's a good combination. And then for the 12-inch f4 Dob is the Orion Optics UK. And as I said in previous Galaxy logs, how good optical quality the scope is. The eyepieces for the 4-inch view of NGC 7448 is the Celestron 5mm XL LX. These are quality eyepieces for their cost. You have nice, it's nice field of view, 60-degree field of view. Very sharp for the price you're paying for these eyepieces. They're good eyepieces. For the view with the 12-inch f4 dub of 7448 was Teleview 6mm Delos, which is one of the best eyepieces, I think. For that high power view through the 4-inch refractor of NGC 404 Mirax Ghost, with a BST 3.2 millimeter. Yeah, nice little eyepiece. They're not expensive. Field of view is a little bit smaller than the Celestrons, but yeah, it gives a quality view, very sharp and a high contrast view, and gave a really nice view of NGC 404 with the 4-inch refractor. And then that really nice view of M33 with the 4-inch refractor was the Celestron 12mm XLX. And like I said, these are good quality eyepieces for the price. And then for that final view of the November night, when I was testing the Astro Hopper app, is an old Teleview 11mm Negler Type 1 on NGC 1023. What a great view! What a great eyepiece, especially for an eyepiece that's about 40 years old, nearly 40 years old. And I know that they're supposedly rare, and I've had this one for a long time, and it will not leave my eyepiece case, even though I have many of the new eyepieces, updated eyepieces of today, whether Delos, Pentax, and so on, and Morpheus. This is still a quality eyepiece, just very sharp across the entire field of view. Good contrast. Still a great eyepiece for being nearly 40 years old. And for the Astro Hopper app, this is the where you can go to download it. It's a free app. And that's it for this Galaxy Log. Clear dark skies and happy galaxy observing.